Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm coming from beautiful Hatcher Pass, Alaska. Over the years I've owned and tested a lot of monopods, and for the most part they've either all failed or just didn't suit my needs. So most of these monopods are either sitting in the trash, I gave them away, or if a manufacturer sent it to me, I sent it back to the manufacturer. You notice I've only reviewed one other monopod on the channel so far. But that one monopod has been working for me, that series, for the last 4 plus almost 5 years, has withstood everything I've thrown at it here in Alaska. And what is that monopod? Well, let's talk about it. This is a video I've been intending to make for a long time. And over the years, I've started the review of this monopod many times. And the monopod we're talking about today is the iFootage Cobra series. And why we're reviewing it today finally is I now have the version 3. What I've used for the last almost 5 years has been the version 2. And it has withstood everything I've thrown at it. Snow, sand, pumice, dropping down the side of a hill in rocks, banging, tossing it out of the truck, being in the ocean, salt water, all those things. It has survived where nothing else has survived. All the other monopods have either in the trash because they broke, given away because I really didn't like them, the ones I bought. The ones the manufacturer sent to me, went back to manufacturer because I just didn't like the monopod. And if you look back through my channel, you notice there's only been one monopod, other one that I reviewed on the channel. That tells you how picky I am about monopods and how good a product is to bring to you guys to show you that I talk about in depth that I like. And this guy has been my workhorse, like I said earlier. And the version 3 has a lot of new features on it versus the 2, and this is actually a pedal version versus the other one is a ball mount version. We'll talk about the difference of those two. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you out in the field, we're gonna use this in the field. We're gonna show you how it works in the field and see if I really like the version 3 compared to the version 2, because I love the version 2. So far the version 3 looks fantastic. But let's head farther up Hatcher Pass, go hike up some hills, and we're gonna look for some marmots, which I keep hearing whistle, Arctic ground squirrels, which one keeps popping out here in the bushes with me, and see if we can find some pikas and whatever else we can find. So let's head out, show you this monopod, why I love it, why I think it is the best monopod out on the market. Let you guys decide also. So let's pack it in, head on up the mountain.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has so clear a light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a wreck. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today
Well, today we're going to do this talking head stuff a little bit differently. Normally I'm standing up somewhere and got you some background stuff, idyllic little areas, which we do have an idyllic area. We're in a beautiful region here, up in Hatcher's Pass, up in the mountains. Beautiful skies today, birds singing, marmots, ground squirrels, collared pikas chirping in the background. Just makes it for a beautiful time. But instead of be stood up and standing and talking to the camera, we're going to do this kickback on the side of the mountain today, relaxed, lounging, and enjoying our day. So that's what we're going to do today. And as you can see behind me, that is the Cobra III pedal version behind me, standing on its own. Just incredible. I love it. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but as you watch this whole time, we'll just see how long it stands up, if it has any issues. Now, it's not windy up here today, which is awesome. Does make the bugs a little worse, but not too bad. They were kind of hanging around me a little bit, but they've kind of flittered off now. Let's talk about the specs of this monopod real fast. I have a little cheat sheet here because I have no cell signal or internet up here in Hatcher's Pass. So, in its configured state as it is, where it's sitting with it completely collapsed, it is 27 inches. That's not the smallest for any monopod because some of them do collapse on themselves, but they don't get as tall as this guy because this guy at full extended is way above my head and I'm 6'5". So it's probably a little over 7.5 feet or so. So that is really nice. We need to shoot down on things. Now you have to use your flip screen on your camera to see what you're shooting. But if you need to get a high shot shooting down, you can do it with this guy, which makes it really, really nice. Or you can use it for like a pole arm to do any type of creative shot. So like say you've got a camera like I'm shooting myself right now, which is actually the Action 5. Just makes it lighter than carrying a full mirrorless camera up here with me, an extra one to shoot myself. And you can put it on that boom and you can put it out there and you can do a rise shot, a little fake drone. You can extend it all the way out, put it out there, and then just kind of rise it up to get that little fake drone shot, which is really cool. Or if you just shoot over something, it's really nice. As far as the weight, it's 2.8 pounds. Again, not the lightest monopod, but not the heaviest either. It's actually a pretty good weight. I don't mind carrying these monopods around, the version 2 or the version 3. They don't feel heavy to me at all. They are a little bit heavier because the clasp on it are metal, which is really nice. And also the feet of it's metal to keep it really sturdy. Like I said, this thing is a tank, so it's going to be a little bit heavier just due to those components that won't break. And I put the 2 through some serious torture here in Alaska, and that thing has survived. As I said earlier in the intro, every other monopod I've had has broke or got loose on the clasp or things like that. I've had to tighten them up from time to time. With the 2, I've never had to do anything with it. And so far with the 3, it's standing up just as well as the 2 did. As far as the angle of movement, when you either break down the ball on the ball head or with the pedal version, the degrees it'll move, with this guy, it'll go 40 degrees each way. With the ball head, with the little notch in it, you can go 90 degrees. You can go completely flat if you need to. So if you need to shoot over a ledge or something, you can put the feet there, put something like a bag on the feet, drop the camera down to 90 degrees to put it over a ledge to shoot down a ledge or over a bridge or something like that if you need to. That's what makes it really nice. But this guy will only go 40 degrees, which is fine because the way this one's used, and we'll talk about that in a minute, the way you use them and why you'd use them between the ball head version and the pedal version, what you would use them for and where you use them for. We'll talk about that in a bit too. As far as we're talking about the feet and the clasp, they're an aluminum type construction and they are sturdy and awesome. Like I said before, I've never had to tighten any screw up on the 2 ever in all the years I've had it, which is incredible because every other monopod I've had, or tripod even, I've had to tighten up the screws on the legs or the feet or something on this guy. But so far, this guy, I haven't had to tighten anything of it whatsoever. Just incredible construction and build that iFootage puts out. The max weight this will hold, so is how much you can put on it, is 17.6 pounds. That's heavier than any rig you're going to put on top of this thing. If I put on my Z9 with the 402.8, with any other stuff I'm going to put on, like an Atomos or things like that, that's still going to weigh about 13 pounds total. So it's way under the specs for that. As far as the Komodo 5, it'll hold, I believe it looks like about 13 pounds on it. Again, more than enough for that. But that's the main specs of this guy right now. We'll talk about the handling and construction here in a minute, but I'm going to be quiet for a little bit more, let these pikas, because I'm sure I've scared off these squirrels and pikas that are down in here that were here by me a minute ago, because I know I don't hear them right now. So I'm going to hush up, let them come to me closer so we can get some good footage of them, and I'll talk to you here in just a bit. Expo monopods. 90% of the work I do is handheld that I do in the field as far as shooting the animals. The other 10% is cut between monopods and tripods. And I'd probably say an 80-20 split of that is monopod to tripod, like 20% on tripod, the rest is a monopod. That's because I have a little more flexibility with the monopod to where I can move it and flex it and get in different positions really quick. And the quick release top on it is really nice too, and we'll talk about that in a bit. In videos, you don't see me using monopods very often because, like I said, I'm a 90-10 split on how I shoot animals, that is. So when you're looking at me, I'm shooting the animals, showing me shooting the animals, I'm probably not using the monopod as much. Now, there's times I wish I would have had it out with me when I was hiking. I should have thrown it in the bag, should have thrown it on my shoulder heading out. Because days where I find something that's sitting in one spot and not moving a lot, the monopod like I got over here would be a lot easier. That way I don't have to hold that camera and I can stay on subject very well. So without the monopod handheld when I'm shooting video, the animals, I shoot 120 frames a second so I can slow it down in post, or if I get shaky, when I slow it down in post, it smooths out that movement so the animal doesn't move as fast up and down the frame, it moves slower up and down the frame because of my movements. But if I'd had my monopod out with me, I could have held it longer, because the most I usually hold it when I do it, and I'm watching the timer in the screen as I'm recording, is 30 seconds to a minute for most encounters, hand holding, because that rig, the 428 with the Z9, the one I shoot the most, is about 10 to 11 pounds. This guy here is a lot lighter, but it's still fairly heavy, and this left arm gets a little sore. I'm actually getting some arthritis in this shoulder now, used to years of abuse in sports and just life in general, the wear and tear. So this arm's getting a little harder to hold something up for longer periods. But like I said, 30 to 60 seconds is about where I watch that window. I know that gives me enough footage to find all the interesting bits of footage in there, and I stop it, give my arm a break, see something interesting, go ahead and pull it back up and do another minute. Now, if I've got it rested on my knee, like I'm sitting here, I could go longer, but standing, it's 30 seconds to a minute, the max that I shoot. But again, with the monopod, I could hold it there for a very long time and get more stable footage. Now, where you will see me using the monopod 95% of the time is right here, what you're seeing of me. I use the monopod, the iFootage Cobra 2, with the ball head version that I've had for years. It is what I use all the time. You'll notice sometimes you watch real closely in the videos, you'll see a shadow of a stick and something of my shadow in the film, in the frames. And that is this monopod with, I've set it up right now, with the Action 5 or the Insta360 Go or a DSLR on top of it, because it will hold the Z6 III with the 24-70, the 14-28, those type of lenses that I use for talking head stuff. It holds it fine without me holding it. Well, let's talk about the construction and the durability of this guy, just like I talked about that in the pumice and all that ground. Is this section here where these clasps are on every other monopod I've had. And this part here on all of them has broke on every one of them, because when I get to a spot sometimes, I may set my monopod down or I'll toss it down, because sometimes it gets tossed because I'm struggling with other stuff, or I put it in the truck and things like that. Back when I had the truck, the F-150, toss it in there in the Bronco, these guys get kind of tossed in there. Or they roll around in these gravel roads, rock roads, they bang around in the back of the vehicle. So they do get scuffed and banged up, and every one of them has broke right there at that clasp. I had one break up here by where the ball head is. That is really nice about it. The salt water doesn't get it, the mud and the muck, like I said, the pumice didn't mess with it. The feet, the clothes and claps of them works fine. I've never had a problem with them. The quick release systems have always worked on them. It has been great, just fantastic. So now let's talk about the difference in the feet of these guys. The ball head version, which is what I'm filming myself right now, versus the pedal version, which is right here holding this Z6 III with the 180-600 up over here. So with the ball head version, you have a tension control knob. So you, just like you would with any ball head you use for your cameras, it works the same with the base of it. You have a tension screw on there that you tighten up or loosen. I get mine tightened enough to hold whatever camera or action camera I've got on it for that tension where it won't break and bend over with that. I get that tension just right on, which is really nice because the tension knob on that is fantastic. Even with the DSLR with the 24-70, Z6 III 24-70, I can put on there and get that tension control knob where I can put my foot on it and move it and let go of it, and it will stay where it's at, as long as I get it balanced straight up and down. which is really good. Or I can lock it all the way down. When I get it where I want it, I'm just going to stay there. It's not going to move at all, which is really nice. Now, the pedal version is completely different, the way it works. And, oh, and the ball head version will go 90 degrees. There's a little notch like most ball heads you get where you can move it about 40, 50 degrees, and you hit that notch, you can go all the way to 90 degrees, completely flat. This one's different. It only goes 40-degree angle with it. What you do is you put your foot on the pedal. That's going to release, push this little mechanism down into the bottom of the foot. That's going to free it up. Then you can move it anywhere you want 40 degrees around. You can actually, on the bottom here, you can screw this piece here, which is going to be the tension control for that movement. Now, it's still going to move. It's never going to be locked when you put that tension control down. But what's going to do is give it more resistance as you move it. Sometimes you may want it really loose, so you leave it all the way open, so you just move it really quickly where you want. Sometimes you want it to move a little smoother when you're doing video, things like that. But it will not lock in any of those positions. The only way it'll lock is when it's straight up and down. So once you get back straight up and down, you can push that pedal foot again. That's going to cause this little lock piece in here to engage. Now we're locked, just like we are right now, completely straight up. And that's the difference in the feet of the Cobra 3, which is really good. So my suggestion to you is order whichever one you want, and then go ahead and order the other foot, because you can order just the foot of this guy by itself. You don't have to order the whole thing. So you can order a ball head. Let's say you get the Cobra 3 with the pedal. Then you can also order alongside, you can order the ball head, and you can change them out as you need them. Now, where would I use these two? The difference I'd use these two guys. Well, if I'm going to be in places where I can have somewhat flatter or I can get it level, I would use the pedal version all day long. And the reason is because you can't, if you're in uneven territory where you're always going to be an angle or bouncy, or you can't get this thing somewhat level like I have here. And it took me some work to find the right spot because this area is really bumpy. In this area, I would probably use the pedal version, but I'd probably go with the ball version more, and we'll talk just a second why. But if I'm in a flat area where I want to be able to shoot, lean, all that stuff, I would use the pedal version where I've got some stuff like on trails, concrete. Let's say you shoot weddings, in case you guys are a wedding shooter or a multi-shooter, you shoot animals and other things. But if you're shooting areas where you can have more flat, like ball games, football games, things like that, the pedal version is going to be perfect for you. Going to shoot a football, soccer match, any of those type things, shoot weddings, shooting dogs, shooting family, pedal version, perfect. Perfect one for it. Just great because it's real quickly to be able to move it, unlock it, and spin it. You can go from completely locked, not moving, to click it, to moving. Really good. So for most of your wildlife photographers, I would say you'd buy the ball head version for most of your work because you're going to be out where you don't know where the level terrain is. But if you're shooting a lot of urban areas where you're shooting your animals, you have a lot of trail system stuff, go with this version here, the pedal version, because you can lock it and leave it right there and walk away for a second or step away for a second. Okay, quick release system. This is what makes this guy incredible. So on this guy right here, you have these little pull down clasps right here. So all you do is pull this down and push up on it. And there you go. You're completely off right there. You're done. And to put it back on there, it's very simple. All you do is pull the clasp down, pull down, clasp right back on there, perfectly easily. Now that we got the top head off, we can do the very same thing with the bottom. Come down the bottom, pull the clasp again, that quickly, this middle section comes off. And what makes it really cool, now that we have this guy taken off, we can use this in a different way, like a traditional monopod, because most monopods don't have feet on them. So this monopod, as you look at the very bottom, has a little hole on the bottom, a little screw thread here. And the bottom of your foot, there's a little orange or red, I think it's red, it looks almost orange to me, but it's on the bottom. This unscrews. So unscrew that. Don't lose it down the heel. Set that aside, you take this guy and screw it right in the base of this pole. Now, this pole is like a traditional monopod. So most monopods don't have feet, this guy does. So now you can use this just like a traditional monopod where it doesn't have feet. So there's times maybe you don't want the feet. You're going out in this completely crazy, weird terrain. Put this on the bottom, take it out like a normal monopod, or use it for a walking stick. Just incredible. The versatility of this monopod is incredible. What you can do with this guy right here, the feet, is what makes it really incredible for us wildlife photographers. Now I can take this rig here, put it right here, pull the clasp down, and there we go. Now I have a hi-hat version for this guy. Now I've got it in the low configuration, which is what I'm going to shoot here today. I'm not going to shoot, I may shoot a little bit in the elevated or the full up a little bit to get some shots, maybe some landscape shots or some more distant shots that I do. Got a pika down there, keeps barking below me. I keep watching for him, so if you see me look away, that's why. But in this hi-hat version, this is where I'm going to use it. Once I get it locked in there, now we're locked in. I can use it like that, so I'm good to go. And this KS5 head works really good, because once I loosen this guy up a little bit, now this guy will spin on me. And I can loosen this up a little bit now if I need to. Now I can tilt and pan, so I can use this. Great. Where are you at, little buddy? You're gonna have to forgive me because the pikas are getting closer and they're barking at me. Can you hear them? Meow, meow. Just awesome. I love the little call. I can't see him. My glasses are prescription, so I drop them down so I can see a little bit better. And I don't see them. They blend in so well in these rocks. They're exact same color as the rocks. They're awesome. What makes it extremely nice about this rig, the way I've got it set up, is this guy's stable right here. It's just sitting here doing its thing. I've got the right angle. I can see where my pika keeps coming up these rocks. I'm kind of on that spot. I don't have to move my camera. Got my focus kind of set to that area where I can, again, 7 steps for success. Because what it is if I can get within, you know, that far where that pike is going to be, no matter where my focus point is, if he comes in there, it will zip to him real quickly. Got pre-focusing to an area. But what makes it nice is, because there's a lot of waiting game on these guys, I have my backpack right here into my shoulder. So I'm lounged back, the hill's going down, got a little scoop where my butt is. So I'm almost sitting like in a little chase lounge here. And when I see it, I just lean forward a little bit, engage the camera where it turns on, and then take my shot or shoot my video. This is probably the most relaxed shooting I have done. Oh, I love coming to Hatcher's Pass. I love shooting these pikas, not just because they're fun to shoot, it's just because I can do this. And it's beautiful today. Gorgeous mountain scene all around me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But this little hi-hat setup is perfect for this. I don't need to be extremely close to the ground. And if I do, all I do is pop this off, or I just clip this and pull it out of the plate just like that. And I can get it down to the grass if the ground squirrels come up here closer to me, or the pikas get closer. I shoot them in this ground cover, these flowers and stuff. Just makes it so nice, but it's such a good little setup. There's one right there. Sorry, distracted. But that quickly done, I got the shot. He's right there. If he pops up somewhere else, I would have to move a little bit, but works great. I'll tell you what, that made it so nice, hand holding that shot, because this pika came from almost 2/3 of the way up this scree pile, worked its way down a little bit, worked its way up, then came right here at my feet almost, probably 5 yards here in front of me, and then worked his way, and he's right there again coming back with grass. And to be able to track this guy the whole time is really nice on this, because sorry. Okay, back to this. Get so distracted when they come in. that made it so nice sitting here on this monopod. This is what's amazing about it. I can walk away. I mean, I'm still watching it. If it starts to go, I'm going to grab it. But this guy, she finally went there, but you know, that is pretty stable for being on that. The two, I couldn't have done this. Other monopods that I've used, I couldn't do this. These feet are just enough and they're stiff just enough. As long as I can get it fairly stable with this pedal version is what I'm using here. This makes it just really incredible, because that shot I just got of the video, if I'd have been hand holding it, I could have got the shot, but I would have been a little shakier at times and more jerkier. So as that pika went from about 2/3 up the scree pile, came down to this rock over here, you can't see it, I'm pointing to it. So he came down and then he worked his way up, and then he came right down here, literally right in front of me, about 4 yards right over here. And then he went up the hill to that rock and then out farther that rock out that way. And being on this monopod, I could stay on him the whole time in video, and makes my movements not real fast and smooth right across there, so I could stay with him. And handheld, my arm would have got tireder or shakier as time goes on, is I would have been in shorter spurts on that record. But with this, I could keep the record down the whole time and try to track him. If I lose him, I could reacquire him. But I could stay in the lens the whole time without having to stop, drop the camera, and stay after it for video. Stills is not a bad, because you could just move and burst, move and burst, move and burst. But in video, you want to stay on your subject longer to try to get it. Just incredible. And this is what I love, is just be able to do this, just to, you know, you still want to be where you can get back to it and catch it if it did go, but this guy is just rock steady. And I've got a breeze now. I've got a little enough wind to push this thing over and stuff. That's just incredible, just be able to do that. Because with the smaller feet and all the other monopods, I couldn't do this. I'm fairly confident and not worried. I can look around, take my hands off, put my hand in here. I'm always going to be quick to try to grab it in case it falls. Even on a tripod, I'm always worried about the wind knocking even a tripod over sometimes. But this is just incredible to be able to sit here. Not the heaviest rig, but this is not a light rig either. So the pedal, all you do is you push the pedal down. Now we're disengaged. Now we can just go to town. So if I need to back up, shoot here. If I need to go forward, here. I can go where I want to go. I need to go to the side. Whatever reason I need it to. So when I get back to push it again, push it back to center, and it locks in just like that. We're locked in. That went up because I'm banging it around and I've got it back to it's where it can't recover anymore. Tell you what, I can't say enough about this monopod. I've wanted to do a review on my monopod forever, and now that I got the new version with the pedal version, I had to do the review on it, and it is just the best monopod I've ever used. Not be able to break it, comfortable, light enough. These clasps on here are the best clasp I've ever used on any monopod or even tripod. They grip. I have never had to tighten the screws on this guy, never ever. On the 2, never had to do it. Don't have to do it on the 3 because they're made almost identical. The only difference, like I said, was these clasp in here, the depth of this, and the foot size. The only difference on this guy. Only thing whatsoever. Just incredible, incredible. But I would say for me, I would stick with the ball head version versus the pedal version for what I do and where I'm at all the time. But if you're not on this crazy, because this is the most uneven ground, this camera that I'm filming with is down below me by a good 4 feet below me. It's just, I'm on the side of a hill, uneven ground. I can find enough even ground to do this with the pedal version, because the pedal version is going to be straight up and down always when it's in lock position. But with the ball version, I can tighten that tension down, get it locked, and do this right here. Now, for the good thing about this is the price of this rig. Without the head, the Komodo head, $190 is what it is. For the ball or the pedal version, $190, put whatever head you want on it. The total rig for this guy is, I believe, I don't have my notes. I believe, if I get the number wrong, I'll put it up top. I believe it's just shy of $400. It's $296 or $396. I think it's $396 with the head and this. And this Komodo head, if you do video work, you want a video fluid head, this head is great. I like it, really nice. You could also put a sidekick on here, is what a lot of guys do, or they just put on like a flex shooter or something like that. And then you can even use what I use gimbals on it. When I'm in hi-hat mode, I use gimbals with it. Works great. But I could not be happier with the iFootage Cobra series stuff. It's great. Price is great too. $190 for just the monopod is a great price, especially with the quality, stability, and you just can't tear these things up. I haven't broke it yet. I'm death on gear, and I have not had a problem with that too. That too over there works just like it did when it came out of the box. That's what's incredible. And what do you get out of the box? Let's talk about that real quick. So with this, you do get a case, a really nice case that fits this guy. Has a couple little straps where you strap it here and at the bottom when you put it in there. And it comes with, like you said, everything you see here. Let's say you don't buy the head, you're gonna get the tripod. In the tripod, you're also gonna get the screws, some stickers, stuff like that. If you do get the head, you're gonna get the head, you're gonna get the arm, and you're also gonna get the plate that goes on here. The plate's on the bottom of this. So that's been the iFootage Cobra 3. Comes in the pedal version, and we talked about the ball head version. This version that I have has a Komodo head. I have in this one. The other version, I didn't get the head on. I just wanted to see how good this fluid head was because it's lighter than my big monster Manfrotto. And for this size rig, it works great. Been happy with it. But this to me is hands down, out of all the monopods I've tested. I've gone through a lot of monopods. I've got a lot sent to me. I've tested a ton of them. I've bought a ton of them over the years. And still to this day, the iFootage is the best one I've ever used. Hands down. I have no problem with this guy. I would recommend this one every day. When I first got it years and years ago, I ran into several of my photographer friends and they saw it and I showed them how it works and how you can swap out the top and bottom, make a hi-hat, this one, how well the clasps were. Every one of them that saw it ordered it that next day after they saw it. I've showed other gear to other people and they've looked at it and they've like, oh, that is really cool, I really like it, but they don't order it. A few things they've ordered, but this one, everybody that I ran into ordered this same iFootage monopod, and this one's great. And the 2 is phenomenal too, but the 3, you get a much smaller width of your carbon fiber, the bigger feet where you can do this, what we're doing right now. It is just sitting here, I can walk around. I probably still, because it's a monopod and I've got expensive gear, I still wouldn't walk way away from it. But if I need to walk away for a second or put my hands in my pocket for a bit, just like I'm doing here, and I'm standing really close to this guy, right on it, and it's not falling. The reason I say standing next to it is this ground gives some, so it's not even cause this thing to wobble. And that's great. Just phenomenal monopod, very versatile. Awesome, I love it, I love it, love it, love it. And if you like it too, not a ton of stores carry it. It's a big box store carry it. You get it right directly from iFootage. Just incredible. I don't have a discount code or anything for it right now. I may reach out to iFootage, see if I can get one to get you guys maybe a discount on it, get you a discount code or something. But it is incredible. And this has been incredible today. It is a beautiful, fantastic day here in Hatcher's Pass. I'll probably get some videos more of just me out shooting these guys besides just talking about this monopod. I've been meaning to bring this monopod to you for years. Like I said earlier, I shot parts of this thing to do a review on it many, many times, but got distracted. But now here's finally the full footage about this monopod. I love it. It's just an incredible monopod. But as always, guys, get up here if you can. Alaska's amazing this time of year. I'm gonna go back to shooting these pikas. And for you guys, until I see you again next time, get outside and go run that shutter. There he is.